like remember how I said that we used to only have $50 for food shopping with 4 kids, and when I would go and do my shopping, even though it was with tears in my eyes because I felt like such a failure as a mum, I still would say thank you to God every time I was at the checkout. I'd be like, thank you for, even though it's $50, thank you for the money that I do have, because it could be even worse. I could have no money and no food, and I would always thank God for my small amount of money, because I knew that...
Did you thank God for the big amount of money?
Yeah, and so, I did.
Did you though?
Yeah, I did.
Or did you realize...
I still do.
Okay.
But it's funny because I actually had that conversation with God as well one year. So I was putting all my gazillions of groceries into the car, and when I was doing it, because I always, like I said, I always thank God when I go food shopping.
Yeah.
And I was putting all my food in the car, and I was like, why, after all these years, why do I still, feel so deeply when I come to the supermarket? I feel this deep feeling like, thank you for this food, I'm so thankful. So thank you for this food, thank you for provision, thank you, whatever. And but also on the same thing, I was like, why did I have to go through that?
Yeah, but I feel like if God's brought you through it, there's a reason why.
Yeah.
And you don't need to keep questioning that. You just be grateful and thankful.
I don't keep questioning it.
But why don't you have trust in Him?
No, so back to this thing about the food thing. So I literally said to him one day, why do I still feel like this after all these years? Why did I have to go through that pain? Because they were your little kids. My 4 children were your little kids that I thought you should be protecting them. Why did I have to go through the pain of being a single mum with no support and having to find food for my children? And why did I have to go through that? Why did that have to happen to me? And he literally said to me in that moment in the car park, he said, if the scar wasn't this deep, you would never remember. And so now when I see people in need, I feel it. Like it's not like something I wash over. It's like, oh my gosh, this person needs this. I'm going to try and supply that need for that person, because it's still deep inside, so deeply entrenched in me that it was me at one time.
So why don't you trust Him?
So I think it's it's all different separate issues. So with provision, as in money and poverty and all that sort of thing, because it was actual poverty that we were living in. With that, it's just that it's so scary thinking about going back there again. And it's not that I don't know that I'd get through it because God's with me. It's just that I know that He allowed me to go through that pain before, and it was so hard. So what if He does that to me again? That terrifies me.
But if He does, He's going to bring you out.
I know, but it's still terrifying me because I've been through it and felt the actual rawness of the pain.
But I feel like
not being able to feed your kids.
Yeah, but I feel obviously He's not going to do that again because you have the support of your family and me as your husband. And I feel like that's probably a trust thing that you...
I think it's a trauma, God trauma.
You probably need to work through having that trust with Him, because He's always providing. He's always been there, and even through our darkest times, my mum has been like that through her whole life. And look at her, she's the happiest person ever. She's got cancer. She's just like, man, God still provides. God looks after me. And I think it's the placement of our hearts. It's nothing to do with God, because God's always going to be, there. I think it's just, working through our own traumas as people. We're just humans,
I think that's it, because, as well, during the time that I was in my deepest, darkest place in financially, I still always tithed, and it was painful, but it was also freeing. It was so hard to tithe knowing that I didn't have any money, but it was also like a relief, because I thought, there's no way that this tiny little amount of money that I'm giving is going to do anything amazing for the kingdom. But you know what? The promise is that when you tithe, and not even just when you tithe that, but that God's your provision.
But I feel I feel that's the same thing as our worship, our our offering to God. It's to do with us. It's like God's just testing us. How well are we going to trust Him with our lives, with our money, with our everything, with our giftings? Like, can we be trusted to do His work? And I think that's like it bleeds out in everything that we do, like whether it's finance, whether it's everything. But it's a good perspective to look at. But trusting is definitely hard.
Yeah, and I must say I don't really have all the answers to this particular issue right now, but I do know that I never felt safer than when I was tithing. Like, I never felt safer.
There's your answer.
I know, but it still hurt and it was still painful and I still had to go through it, and I think that's the bit where I'm like, that's the trust thing for me. It's like, please don't. I'm always terrified that I'm going to have to go back through that again sometime, because the pain of that was excruciating. It was not pain for me personally, because I could go without food, I could go without whatever, but it was the pain of kids. Watching my children and whether or not I was going to be able to feed them that day or that week, and like that was the pain. The pain was me having all these little vulnerable little babies, and was I going to be able to provide for them, because it was just me. And so I think it's that
do you reckon that's
pain
where
of that
it comes
trauma.
from?
Yeah,
that
totally.
Trust thing, isn't it?
The lack of trust in that area, just because I know that God provided, but the thing is He still also let me go through it. And like, even though I know, like how I said to you, He said if the scar wasn't that deep, you would forget. So I feel like it wasn't just for me. It was for, for future purpose. It was for, the 30 plus community that I never give up on them, and I can never feel like, don't ever give up on them, because I never, the scar's so deep, I don't ever want to give up.